Hello, I'd like to talk to you about one of the new features in StreamInsight 1.2, performance counters. Previously, one way you could monitor the performance of your StreamInsight solution was to go and query the diagnostic views. You could do this through Eventflow Debugger in a graphical way by connecting to the management service and looking at some of the characteristics such as the total memory used by queries so far and so on, or for a particular query, extract its diagnostic views and get a sense of how that particular query is performing. In StreamInsight 1.2, we've made sure the product integrates with the tools that you already know how to use and your existing infrastructure for monitoring performance. In this particular case, for the application that I have running with a couple of queries, I am looking at memory usage for the engine itself and those two queries that are running on the engine. And as you can see, I can simply use perfmon to examine that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add a third query to my application. And this particular query I crafted very carefully. It will start accumulating more and more and more memory, and I immediately see that the memory consumption pattern of the server has changed. It'll actually trail upward. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on. Let's add counters and let's use this opportunity to show you what are the categories and counters that we install when you install 1.2. You have counters for the engine itself, for the StreamInsight server. You have counters for queries, and you have counters for input adapters. In this particular case, I'm going to look at the amount of memory that this third query that I just added is using. And since it's accumulating state, I'm also going to look at the CTIs that are enqueued by the input adapter that's feeding that third query. I will scale the memory usage of this query, and as you can see, this is an order of magnitude above the consumption of the other queries, and it keeps growing and growing. Unsurprisingly, by design, I am not enqueuing CTIs on that query, and this is why my system is misbehaving. So this type of monitoring and diagnostics ties very well with the tools that you already have that consume performance counters. So we push this information for you, and you no longer have to pull the diagnostic views to perform simple monitoring. From a developer perspective, all you have to do to enable publishing of performance counters on a particular query is through a diagnostic setting, which you already know how to use. We have added a new aspect, performance counters. Simply turn them on following this pattern. Out of the box, any application will have the server counters publishing by default, and the adapter and query ones will be off by default. We hope you enjoy this feature and you add StreamInsight monitoring to your existing ecosystem. And as you continue deploying more and more and more solutions, we understand the need for monitoring their behavior. Happy querying.